Alright, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Alright, that part one and part two y'all just seen in my screen. I got the other parts. It's about uploaded. It's about uploaded by now. We're gonna check out the Apocrypha about the Jesus thing. So, hey guys, one of them, I already proved it. I just proved it. Because if you did your research on Jesus and you know Greek and you study Greek, when you look at Greek, you will realize that there is no letter J in Greek. Matter of fact, let's prove that real quick. This is another site you can go to. So you probably want to pause this video and read this little part right here. When you read all of this, when you read this, you will realize that the name that you thought it was, Jesus, it ain't what it is. It is not what it is. This is transliteration. A lot of these old school English scribes, they did not translate the name right. They did not translate the Hebrew word, the Hebrew word Yahushai properly. They did not translate that properly. They did not. They think the I is the Y sound. You know, how you gonna use the Hebrew Y sound and not use your Y sound? You Greeks, why you ain't using the Y sound? You Latin, I hope y'all using the Y sound. You English people, this is 2017. There is no excuse not to use the letter Y. There is no excuse not to use the letter H because there is no E in Hebrew. If you want to really use that E, you have to use the hey. That's where your E come from, the hey. Look at the paleo. Specifically, look at the paleo. Right? Look at the paleo. Look at the hey. That's where they got the symbol from. Look at it very closely. Now this what I'm gonna get into? Yeah, let's go back. Cause we gotta go to the Apocrypha. We gotta look at the Apocrypha. So let's go back and see if we can go back. We gotta check the Apocrypha because it's all about proving all things. You know what I'm saying? It's all about showcasing to the body of the Mashiach. It's time to share these things to, if we all of Christ, if there's no Jew or Greek, if I'm a real deal Jew or a real deal Yahuda, meaning I'm not specifically saying the tribe of Judah alone, because when you do your research in the book of Chronicles, it will tell you that it wasn't just Judah, it wasn't just Benjamin, and it wasn't just Levi. They went back to the land of Israel, specifically to Jerusalem, to Judea, period, to Judea, specifically Judea. There was other tribes, there was a remnant, a small, not all of them, but a small portion of them that decided to go to Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? You can read about that. You can look at the book of Ezra in the Holy Bible. You know what I'm saying? Not in the Apocrypha. Don't go to Second Ezra's, but it tells you who went back. You know, from Babylon back to Judea. It'll tell you what people and what tribes they were from. You'll be really surprised in the book of Ezra, not first or second Ezra, just straight Ezra, and the book of Chronicles. Pay attention to the book of Chronicles. These are historical books dealing with social studies type stuff. Let's see. You can read the book of Kings, First and Second Kings. You know, look at those historical type of books. You know what I'm saying? You want to know about Shishak, you know what I'm saying? The Egyptians, pharaohs and stuff like that. Yeah, you're gonna link back to some stuff. If the Hebrews validate history, when you take history out of life, it's hard to prove some things, right? But let's see what the Apocrypha say about Jesus, though. It exists. Hallelujah, shalom that y'all saying this. See, the most favorable book in the Apocrypha, the first Maccabees. And if you don't know about the Apocrypha, do your research about the Apocrypha. The Roman Catholic Church, the RCC, right? There was some head people who had the possessions of the scriptures in Latin, the Israelite scriptures in Latin, just like we got the Israelite scriptures in English. Well, these particular people decided to, everybody didn't have their own individual Bibles like we do today, right? So these people had all the knowledge. These people were speaking from the podium and everything, conveying to the people knowledge, right? So everybody don't have that luxury of having their own scripture like we do today. We do now. You know what I'm saying? The gospel has to be preached. Why limit the knowledge to the common people, right? Don't you think everybody need to be informed whether they believe or not? How do you not know that the unbelievers won't change? You know what I'm saying? So, David, his best friend, before he took hold of his wife and got him killed, he wasn't even an Israelite. Yeah, before he went against the grain against his neighbor. See, you don't have to be an Israelite to be a neighbor. It's all about doing right by the stranger that sojourns with him, that sojourn with you. But back to the matter. I'm just dropping little knowledge here and there, so forgive me, y'all. But it's in Maccabees, first Maccabees. Jesus for fulfilling the word was made a judge in Israel. This is futuristic. This is futuristic because you know about the gospel. And understand this too. When it comes to baby names and stuff like that, when you name your child, your children, think about it. How many people in the world, how many people in North America wise name is Joshua? Be honest. And think about how many people is named Hakeem, how many people are called Ben, how many people are called Alicia or Elizabeth, or you know what I'm saying? It's a common thing to name a person. These names has been used over and over again. We talking about from 2017 and on back centuries to centuries ago. People still are called by the name of Adam, and they not even the Israelites. So whether you're an Israelite or not, this names has been used time and time again throughout history. So don't be surprised if people use Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Or Jesus or Yeshua. You know what I'm saying? This stuff, Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff makes sense. But when you deal with the Israelites, you deal with prophecy, prophetic things. You're going to see stuff that you thought you did not, you're going to see stuff that you didn't even acknowledge. The Bible is a book of, it's a treasure chest covered with sand on the outside and the inside, but nevertheless in the treasure chest is plenty, not just plenty of sand, but plenty of jewelry. So it's time for you to get your shovel or to take your hand, your yod, which is the hand in Hebrew, and you get to digging. You get to dig and see how many sapphires and gold pieces and silver pieces and emeralds and rubies and, you know what I'm saying? See how many jaspers you could come across. All you need is one jasper. So pay attention to the words that I say too. The finder. Look, it's in First Ezra. This name is in Ecclesiasticus, or the son of Sirach, right? Jesus, the son of Sirach. I think something like that. So it's in the Apocrypha, the books that's been taken out. Apocrypha meaning hidden books. To say a book back in the past, they would say a scroll because they written things in scroll. They wrote it on the papyrus, and then they roll it up. And then after time passed, they end up taking the papyrus and then formulate some type of way to have a hard covering on the outside and start placing them inside of these things that we call books, a canon. You know what I'm saying? So they took the Israelite scriptures, translated them, and manifested them on these types of papers, and they put it in one book. You know what I'm saying? It became big, but then over time they made it smaller so it could be mobile. You know what I'm saying? We could walk with the scriptures wherever we go. But if the more that you study, you will end up realizing that you really don't need to carry the book all the time, which is why it had to be fulfilled when Yahushua HaMashiach told the 12 disciples at one point of the ministry during their journey, he told them, hey, don't bring anything, don't bring specific things with you. Don't even bring your script. You know what I'm saying? So, don't worry about your life. You know what I'm saying? So, you with the Mashiach too, so you don't need your purse and all these things and an extra pair of sandals and an extra pair of, you got two shirts. All you need is one. All right, don't worry about these things. Don't even bring no money. Pay attention to the gospel. It's in the book. His name is in the book. It's in the book. Check this out. First Ezra 5:5. The priest, the son of Phinehas, the son of Aaron. Very interesting. But it still keeps going, and it leads to the house of David, Dawid, right? In the Hebrew, right? Out of the kindred of Pharez. You can read that back in the book of Genesis or the book of Bereshit, meaning the beginnings. You know what I'm saying? Bereshit. Of the tribe of what? Judah, Yahudah. Ain't no way around this. You can't go against the Son of the Most High Father. The problem is people cannot prove, the English people can't prove the name Jesus. They cannot prove about that name because that name, you can't pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? The people did not call that name. They did not say Jesus in Hebrew. And in English, the English people don't need to be saying Jesus. You need to be saying, according to the Hebrew, which is Yahusha or Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? You need to say something like that. You need to seek the older translations and be able to bring it out in your language properly, justly. Trying to convey a word and not utilize the symbols that you have to bring out his name, that's not just, that's not right. You can't just look at somebody's name and, okay, I'm gonna look at Benjamin. I'm gonna look at Benjamin, and then I'm gonna say, oh, okay, I don't have okay, we do got a Y, but we ain't gonna use the Y, even though it say Benjamin. I'm gonna manifest the letter J, and I'm gonna take out the Y. I'm gonna put the J so I could say the name this way. No, you need to say the name as it is. You need to say it as it is. Why would you change that? So they make you really wonder about the book of Revelation when it says, if anybody take or adds unto this book, it ain't say the whole canon, the Holy Bible, Genesis to Revelation. No, when it say this book, it's talking about this scroll. It's talking about the scroll that you reading about right now, Revelations from Yahshua HaMashiach unto John, the Revelator. Ain't no way around it. It says that particular scroll if you add or take away. Context clues. Now let's go to 1 Maccabees 2:55. See? Oh, it's even in the King James Bible. How is that possible? The current King James Bible, it's just gonna say Old Testament, New Testament, and you ain't gonna see the first Maccabees. You have to get you the 1611, the year 1611 King James Bible. That's why you see King James Bible right there, because this book exists in there. It exists. I think I got it on me right now. Hold on. Hold on. I got a black book. I got a cover. Hold on, y'all. So, it's all about proving all things. I had to order that. See, it looks like this. The Holy Bible, 1611 edition. That's what it looks like. Old English. It says it includes essays on the enduring importance of the KJV, the King James Version, and pre 1611 translations. So that means when you read the beginning parts of this book, meaning you got to pay attention to what people wrote down or what people are telling you before you dive into the scriptures. Like you got the index of every book. You got to read before you hop into Genesis. You need to read the beginning parts of the book. You need to really pay attention to that. It informs you the things that you need to know before you get to studying, before you get to reading. You need to know. It'll tell you about the author. It'll tell you about where they get this knowledge from. They'll tell you all these things. But people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. It will tell you these things. Now I just show you the cover. You know what I'm saying? That was the plastic cover. Let me show you the hard cover, how it actually looks like. It looks like this. It's brown and it's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard. If you want to get it, that's your choice. You can get it. I don't advise people to get it because I deal with language now. So, in this truth, I figured out that, when you deal with language, a lot of stuff gonna be revealed to you. And it's like, when you look at the older versions, like you mentioned, look, in this version, oh yeah, it's not gonna show you Jesus. See, online it's gonna tell you Jesus. But when you get the actual book, it's not gonna say Jesus. It's gonna show you what people say Jesus, the IESOUS is gonna show you that. It's gonna show you that. So everything in your King James Version, like when you read about the Jews, it ain't even gonna say the Jews. It's gonna say the Ewies. The Ewies. It's gonna be spelled IEWES, and then Jerusalem. It doesn't say Jerusalem. It don't even say Yarusalem. It don't even say Yaru Shalom, which is the proper way. But instead of those things, it would say Jerusalem. There is no the beginning letter of the word Yarusalem, the name that the Most High said his name at, where you're supposed to go for the Passover and those other two specific things that you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? According to the law of Moses, if you up under the law of Moses, you know what I'm saying? You up under the curse, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get the blessings, fulfilling every jot. You will realize that Jerusalem is not even technically accurate. Prove that, Hakeem. That's my name. So you could look at the book of Acts. Look in the book of Acts. I think it's after chapter, let's see, 10, 15, 16. Yeah, chapter 16. Acts chapter 16. The book of the apostles, right? So let me show you what it looks like. If you see something highlighted, That's why I want you to read it. And whatever you see the circle red, that's what you need to pay attention to. Jerusalem, the Ewies, and then down again. I am accused of the Ewies. The whole point is you don't see the letter J. This is the older version, the oldest version of the KJV. You are English person. We speak modern English. I'm in North America. We speak modern English. But when we say we might now and then might speak a little bit of old English. Thou shalt not, all of that stuff, right? Thy neck of thy enemies. Thy, meaning you. You know what I'm saying? We know a little bit of old English. It's all up in here. Why did they translate it like that? Why did they use the I, the letter I, like the iron? Yeah. They conveyed the sign, they conveying whatever written in Hebrew, they replaced it. Instead of using the proper letter, the proper sound to convey what they just read in Hebrew or what they read in the Greek, you know what I'm saying? They don't acknowledge the Israelites. They don't acknowledge them as being people of Hebrew. People of Hebrew. Now I'm not saying deal with genealogies. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from genealogies. But when you read in the book, you know what I'm saying? When you deal with genealogies, just don't try to trace your ancestry back to something. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But if it's revealed to you that you are the people, you know what I'm saying? That's what you need to know. It's been shown unto you. You know what I'm saying? But beware of false doctrines. You know what I'm saying? Because what matters is Mark 9:7. Listening to the Son. If the three disciples had to be told by the Most High himself in the presence of Moses, who is of the old covenant, who conveyed the old covenant for Yahuwah, and Elijah, the prophet. And the Son had to hear this too. He didn't say nothing, he had to hear it. Moses didn't say nothing what the Most High spoke. And when he came and spoke to the three disciples, he didn't say nothing. Elijah didn't say nothing. And Yahushua HaMashiach did not say a thing. Whatever Yahuwah said that day, it is what it is. That's all you need to know. You better listen to the Son. Point blank, period. You're going to fall more than 77 times, but still get back up. Rise back up. Being raised up. It's like when you fall, you go against the grain against the Mashiach. Don't you know that you have a chance to be risen? You know what I'm saying? But you had this zeal to still go and read this scripture. Man, I done messed up. Go back over there, crack open them scriptures, go see what the Mashiach say,